He's immortally graceful. He's imperially powerful. He's impartially merciful. Do you know him?
Hi, my name is Amanda, and I am a part of Whole Truth Ministry here in Eureka, and I have been walking with the Lord ever since I was about 16 years old. Although I believe that even before then, when I was, little, that He had always been calling out to me. Even being raised in the Catholic Church, I would write prayers to Him, and realizing now He actually has fulfilled those prayers, and He's fulfilled those prayers in many ways that more than I even asked for Him to. Just when I was 16 years old, I gave myself fully over to Him, even though I knew that He was always there. I made that decision to fully commit to Him and seek His ways. And so, now I'm 23 now, but I think that a couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago, that I had been crying out to Him that I just wanted to know Him more, that I just wanted to seek and just understand Him so much more and just be more intimately closer to Him. And so He showed me, and He showed me by just keeping His ways, and by keeping His ways, that's His protection. I was seeking Him before, but then now it's just so much more different, because like the scripture says, test everything and hold fast to that which is good. That's what I did.
So what was the event that happened in your life when you were 16 that caused you to really seek the Lord?
I think leading up to when I was 16, when I was about between the ages of 13, 14, we had been going, me and my mom, and Brandon, my brother, we had been going through some pretty hard things, and because of those things, we were afraid. And my mom, she wasn't Christian, we were still Catholic, but she even had started seeking herself, and she would start to read Psalms to us because we would be scared. She had started to read Psalms to us, and that would just give us so much more peace. And I think that from that, just the little things like that was opening up my eyes to even more how He has always been there, and just comforted us through it all.
So then a couple years ago, you said you had another change of circumstances in your life, that you were not content with where you were, or you felt like you could know God even better. What was the catalyst for that? What prompted you to do something different than you were already doing?
Getting back into His Word, digging even deeper into it. Before it was just more so, I love God, but it was like, I loved Him, it was, I don't know how to describe, kind of on the surface. Like there was more to Him that I knew was there, but I didn't fully understand, so I digged even deeper into the scriptures and went back into, the beginning of the Old Testament and started reading about Him in there, Genesis and Exodus, all of those, and I think that that's where I got to know who He is, who is this God that we serve, this great God that we serve.
So as a young single person living in the world that we live in today, what's it like to follow God when you go to colleges that don't teach the values of the Bible, and what is it that keeps you strong?
Staying in His Word, staying close in prayer with Him, constant worship, I believe, and just not getting caught up in the things of the world. I even don't watch TV anymore. I don't listen to the radio. I don't just those kind of things, eliminating those kind of worldly things, I believe, is what will keep you on track.
Do you feel like you're missing out? I mean, is that some religious thing? Did God say don't watch TV, or is that just a decision that you made because you see that it has a benefit in your life?
It's a decision that I made a choice. We can all make choices. For me, the decision was to cut out all of those distractions, all the noises, everything worldly, everything that could distract me personally. I think that is how to keep myself focused on Him.
What does it mean to be a follower of God?
Surrendering your own wills, your own desires, and when you do surrender that over to Him, your desires and your will becomes His. And I think that we're not perfect. We are going to make mistakes, but we learn from those mistakes, and we ask Him for His forgiveness. And once we ask Him for that forgiveness, we turn away from that, whatever mistake, whatever we did that was not of Him. And it will get easier, and it does get easier, I believe.
So can I ask you why you made this decision to live so differently from other young people around you? Why have you made that decision?
Because I know it's the right way, that is the truth, and I know that because looking at the world, there's no peace there. There's no peace like I have experienced with Him. It's a peace that surpasses all understanding. It's how I can only describe it. I know that it's true. There's a lot of excitement, just knowing, just being able to let go and to trust Him. I think that is scary, but it's exciting at the same time because it's something that's just, you know that you're an imperfect person, but He is perfect. And because He is perfect and you're listening to Him constantly, He's going to guide you. And I think that is an exciting part of it. And just the fact that you can when people look at you and they see that you're different, they want that because it's not something that the world can offer.
So if you were talking to a young person today, what advice would you give them?
Just surrender. Surrender your life over, because it is so much it's worth it more than anything. I don't regret anything at all, and I don't believe that anyone would regret it. It's freedom. His word is freedom, it's light, it's truth. And it's everything that's not, dark. It's not lies, it's not pain, it's just total freedom.
Do you feel a personal connection with God, or is it all just rules or a book that you read? Do you experience Him personally in your day-to-day life?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Because, when He says if you love me, to keep my commandments, we keep His commandments, but it's because we love Him. We don't keep it to earn anything. We don't keep it to earn our salvation. Because if we did that, we would be sinning, because that's not what He wants for us to be doing. But we do keep His commandments because we are saved, because we do love Him, and His commandments are ultimately, looking at them, they're His protection. As a father, tells their son or daughter that, don't do this, or, do this, their father is telling them for a reason, and it's because He loves them and because He wants to protect them. So I think the Father gave us an earthly example, here, about that, with fathers and mothers and sons and daughters.
Could you describe to me an experience or an occasion where you really felt God's presence?
It's kind of almost every day. And recently at work, I've learned something happened at work, and there was a situation where there was a sudden, just a bomb was dropped and something had happened, and normally it would upset someone, or it would upset me, but I just stopped in the midst of the craziness, and I asked him, "You have to take care of this because I can't do it." And once I said that, when I fully surrendered to him in that situation, a peace came over me that was just, it was going to be okay. It was a reassurance. It was just a total warmth of just embrace from him that I felt that it was going to be okay. But every day his presence is there, so I can't really pinpoint a certain thing.
Because I'm friends with your family, I know some things about you. I know that you have made a commitment to walk purely, and you're saving yourself for marriage, and I just like you to talk about that for a minute, why you've made that decision. Is it terrible? And I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
The complete opposite of being terrible. It's very exciting. It's a gift that I can offer, I believe, to my husband. And I want to do that. That is something that is just so satisfying. I'm so satisfied just being content in this season that I'm in of singleness. Now, before, a couple of years ago, I probably couldn't say that. I probably would say that it was, I was trying to hurry God along, just, come on, God, hurry up and bring my husband. But now I'm completely just content and satisfied, and I don't think I'm getting too old, and I don't think I would be too old, and I think that he has an appointed time and season for everything, and there's a reason for it. There's a reason for, me being single right now. There's a reason for me being married when I'm married. It's just his design, it's his plan, and I'm happy and content with that.
So tell me why you've chosen to remain pure. I know you want to make it as a gift to your husband, but is there a moral reason? Is there more to it than just wanting to save yourself for your husband?
Yeah, there is. Well, as an example, we are the bride of Christ, and the bride of Christ is, pure and spotless bride, and that is a foreshadow of what we are to be. And that's what I strive for, to be a pure and spotless bride. As for the Father, as for my husband. I encourage anyone to keep themselves pure, and to, it's worth it. It's completely worth it. I don't regret it at all every day. I know there's some people who get made fun of about it, and it's pretty sad that people get made fun of. But at the same time, I think that people deep down just amazed that somebody can do that. I've been told that, it's hard to believe that somebody is able to keep themselves pure to save themselves from marriage nowadays. And it's sad that that is true, but it is possible. I'm an example. I'm sure that there's many others, but it's something that's possible, and it's worth it, and I don't regret it at all.
Now, another thing I know about your family is that you haven't really had a connection to a father. Mm-hmm. And you talked about how God has given us earthly examples of fathers. And So for some people, when you say God's a father, he's a loving father, they don't have a clue of what that means. And so since I know that you have come from a broken family, and there's been some not a godly example of a father, how has God restored that with you? How has he revealed himself to be a father to you?
On earth?
Just any, because as God because a lot of us are broken and hurting because of those bad examples that we've had. So how has God touched your heart in the area of fathers, both natural fathers and then how you relate to him as a father?
He has, well, from the beginning of when I was born, because I did come from a home that was broken, he still spoke to me. He still was there, even though I didn't. I had an idea of, that there was a God, that there was, this God that they call Father because of the Catholic upbringing. But I think even then he was still calling out to me. That in a sense he, amongst the crazy things that were going on when I was younger that I was around, I would go in my room and just talk to God, not knowing anything that I was really doing, but I would just talk to God. And it was, in a sense, it was talking to my Father. So he is the one that has always just been the comforter, been the Father for me, even though I can't see him, even though, physically as I can see, someone, still, there's that knowing that he was there. And he still is. Just, I encourage everyone to seek out the Father with their whole heart, just completely surrender to him, because you won't regret it at all. I don't regret it, not for one bit. That's something I can say in true, all honesty. I don't regret that, giving my life over to him. And just seek out the scriptures. He will tell you what he would like for you to do, what he has planned for your life. And surrender.
Thank you.